Hey everybody, welcome to episode 122. I just get some lights on here. Alexa, turn on the floor light.
Okay.
There you go. Got a little more. Maybe Alexa, turn on bedroom light 2.
Okay.
There we go. Like now it looks better. I knew I was missing something. Anyways, so this is episode 122. I'm going to continue what I was talking about with the Commodore games. It kind of got me in a thought and very nostalgic, and I wanted to go over. I will do a ColecoVision one eventually, but I really wanted to do a SEGA Master System one. Hands down, I think of all the video game systems I've ever owned, it's a toss-up. It's hard for me. I'd say ColecoVision, which is our first game system, or SEGA Master System, and I really miss the SEGA Master System. That was one of, I think actually it probably, well, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but I would say I probably got as equal use out of both of them. However, the Sega met a grisly demise, and I'll get to that in a little bit. And that also, which is when I talk about that, I'll tell you why I don't play video games. Anyways, so again, remember the whole Commodore thing, with the last video, and then so let's fast forward to 1986. Now, remember I mentioned my dad or my sister taking my dad and me over to Discount Video there on Lake Orion on Lapeer Road, or M24, whatever you want to call it, in Lake Orion. They used to have this. It was like a old, not old, but it was just like this barn-looking like wood building. It didn't look like a video store, but it was a video store. And it's called Discount Video. My dad liked that place for some reason. He's actually from Lake Orion, but we were living, like I said, out in Lakeville, very far north of 32 Mile and Rochester Road. Unless you're from that area, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. When I said 32 Mile in Rochester Road, I just visually coming up to that intersection, Oxford Bank, the S&M Market, which was a gas station / grocery store, I guess, kind of, sort of, more like a bigger, oversized market. Anjo's Pizza, whatever the name of that hardware store was, and there was something on this side, and I can't remember what it was. And that was it. And then you had to go about maybe a quarter mile up the road, and then on the left-hand side was the Hidden Lakes Estates Trailer Park. Anyways, because there was a hidden lake back there. Anyways, so she would come pick us up, or she'd come in sometimes and stay on the weekends too as well when she was out of college. Because remember, she was, at this time, this is 86, because this would have been Christmas 86. She was still, I think this must have been in the summer, because she was home from college, from U of M, and she came out there. Was this 86 then? What car did she have? Did she just get the car? I know she just got the car. It was an 87, though, that she had. I don't have my wires crossed a little bit as far as the dates. I know the system came out in 86. I'm almost positive that we got it. I got it for Christmas of 86, because my mom was still living down in the one house there before we moved to her trailer, which was over the Christmas break. And I remember that. I remember having the Master System as soon as we moved in. But you know what? She either had my. I don't think she would have borrowed my mom's car. I'm fuzzy on whose car she. Oh no! Well, that's right. No. That's right. I forgot. She had she had this gold Chevette, and I think she ended up getting in an accident with and totaling, coming home from college one time. But that's right. She had this gold Chevette. It was before she got the EXP. But I don't know. I'm still fuzzy on that. I'm gonna say I think I got the master. No, because I remember I got the freshman in high school, which would have been 87, Christmas of 87. I got the the NES, because of the demise of the Master System. I don't know. It's kind of fuzzy. I guess maybe it was the Chevette that she had, but I could have sworn A couple of things. I'll get to that too because it kind of plays into this. Um, anyways, so I remember we went to their discount video and they had the NES set up, and they also had the Sega Master System. And for me, I love black, obviously, and this is how weird I am about things. The NES was white, right? White and gray. Even though it was white, gray, and red, which looked cool. I like those colors too, but the thing was primarily white. The Sega Master System was a sleek-looking, all-black, Darth Vader-looking, alien death robot, Maximilian-looking thing, right? And so me visually as an artist, that the physicalness of the Master System appealed to me like instantaneously. And like I said, I kind of passed on the NES first. He's like, eh. So that's what I asked for Christmas. We ended up getting it. Now I can't remember exactly. I want to say and I'm not 100% positive, but I think we got it from the same KB toy store in Meadowbrook Mall that we got the ColecoVision from. If not there, I don't think we got it from Toys R Us. And I don't think we bought it from Discount Video. You have to really put some hard thought. I haven't thought of that in a long time. So I'm just wondering where. I know we had it. And the thing was, my dad, I wrapped it. My dad didn't know how to wrap anything. And like I said, we had a Christmas tree. He was like, you want a Christmas tree? I'm like, yeah. So we bought this like fake Christmas tree. And I had to put the Christmas tree up. And I remember my dad just sitting, I could smell the Salisbury steak, the Stouffer Salisbury steak, and the Gino's pizza rolls right now. I can smell them. I'm hungry for those right now. Anyways, and he's sitting in this chair, this big brown furry chair that he had, and obviously had a drink in his hand. And this is what he started smoking for a very short. He used to smoke before I was born, which I didn't know. But I mean, he used to tell me about, but I didn't remember. But he started smoking for like about a year, 2 years in that period of time, which is weird. Then he quit all of a sudden again. I remember him sitting there smoking and with a beer in his hand. Is usually his Michelob Light. It's usually what he drank. It starts Miller High Life. And his Miller High Life and his basic cigarettes, because I'm buying those Marlboros. They're too expensive. They're too harsh too. He had basic cigarettes, and he's sitting there, and like I said, in the what do you call it? The Salisbury steak or the Gino pizza rolls were cooking in the trailer oven, because we didn't have a microwave, even though my mom had a microwave. Microwaves had been out for a little while, but my dad just never bought a microwave at that time. I remember that kitchen in that trailer was just so dark and dingy, but I loved it. Very 70s. Anyways, I'm sitting there and we had the TV up there, and I'm putting the Christmas tree together. And put the light. We just got like a couple of strings of lights, no bulbs. And then we had the SEGA Master System box here. I'll get to the pictures in a second. We had that Master System box sitting there, and I was like, should I wrap it? He's like, well, go ahead and wrap it if you want. I don't know how to wrap anything. I didn't know how to do a lot of things. So I'm sitting there wrapping my own Christmas present, and then I had wrapped, and then I wish I didn't say that, because I just like looking at the box. I literally just looking at the box, because you could flip it over and they had the games on it, and I literally went probably 2 weeks prior to Christmas, 2 weekends at my dad's house prior to Christmas, just staring at the box. It was like, and then I wanted to wrap it, so I wrapped it, and then I said, Dad, I don't want to wrap it. Can I unwrap it again? He's like, whatever. So I unwrapped it again, and I was staring at it, and I'm pretty sure, I think it was like, Christmas Eve, because I was off for Christmas break now. So my mom was in the middle of trying to move to the trailer. So I kind of stayed at my dad's house a lot during that Christmas break. And I was just pestering him constantly. He's like, can we just open it up? Can we just open it up? Can we just open it up? And I remember finally, I think, he had enough high lifes to finally, agree. And so, I think it was like a day before Christmas Eve, I ended up opening the thing up. I think my sister was pissed about that. Why'd you open it up? They were supposed to save that. So anyways, I set the thing up we had a color. My dad had a color. Was it a color? I think it was color. It had a color like 13-inch. And then he also had the 19-inch, which was left over from the house after the one had exploded. This is the one that he got from Highland Appliance when the old TV exploded, literally, in the living room. And that was the one I got the Zaxxon for ColecoVision. So that was back in '83. So we had the TV since '83. So my dad had that TV there, and I had like he bought this trailer from one of his AA buddies as he's sitting there drinking, right? He'd always have his Alcoholics Anonymous friends come over, and they drink all night. Anyways, so bought it from one of his AA buddies, the trailer, and I think the guy had to get out of town, like quick, so he just sold the trailer and did as is, furniture, everything involved. I think the guy just took his clothes and some of his personal belongings, and he's out of there, probably running from the law. So he had this trailer, and I remember there was a TV. I think he had a colored 13-inch TV, 13-inch in the kitchen, like on the dining room table. And I remember my dad moved there. I think he took it to his bedroom, and then I had a bedroom there too. And but anyways, I ended up taking that and going into the kitchen with it because my dad he's like, if you're gonna play games, get the other TV because I don't want you to play. I don't want to miss any of the games or the news. The news, the games, Barney Miller, and whatever in late night Cinemax. That was my dad's favorite TV right there. This is before Married with Children started, so he was obsessed with Married with Children because he was obsessed with Kelly Bundy. But anyways, before that, he had the what do you call it? We had that TV, so I went into the kitchen and hooked it up, and I remember it came with Space Harrier and Hang On, and I got it out of its box. Here, let me pull up the pictures here just so you guys know what I'm talking about here. These are just some images that I grabbed. So let's go to the box first. Where's a good picture of it? I guess that's a good picture of it. So there's the box, the SEGA Master System box. I didn't have the gun version. And same thing with Nintendo. I didn't get the Duck Hunt version. It was cheaper to buy the regular, just the basics. They call the base system. It didn't have the gun. And then, of course, the second base system, I think, had the 3D glasses. But I ended up getting them without the gun. And anyways, that was the box. Like I said, I love the graph. Remember, I was coming from Dungeons and Dragons. I love graph. Still to this day, love graph paper. So the whole, box looked like graph paper. I loved that. And I was just looking at the different colors, like filled into the graph paper. I think I took markers and drew the box again on graph paper myself. I was filling in the box with colored markers. I was like, I've got those markers in my marker set, those same colors. And then, of course, here's that was a better picture than that. Here's the inside of it. And the reason I remember this is because, no, that's what it was. I remember he let me open it up. I played with it. And then he goes, put it back in the box when you're done with it. And you can open it again at Christmas when my sister's there. But she was still pissed because she knew I opened it up, blah, blah, blah. But I just remember the box. And then, of course, I'd have to pack it up I saved the box because I loved the box. And I'd pack it back up in this foam thing, and I'd take it to my mom's. And then when I went to my dad's for the weekend, I'd pack it up in the foam and take it back out to my dad's house, to keep relaying it back and forth. So I remember this box very vividly, the foam, everything. So first, this is the commercial. I'll play one of I think I got two commercials here. This is one of the commercials that was on that sold me on it. And I'll tell you why it kind of sold me on it.
This is the new shape.
Better not get copyright infringement.
The new dimension of interactive video entertainment.
I didn't have the gun.
That actually accepts both cartridge and card software.
Did you see that? I'll show it to you later on pictures
of sight, sound, and power for you. The SEGA Master System of Entertainment.
So anyways, So Transbot, right here, as you can see, and this was the literal last thing I ever got for it. I didn't know what this was. Obviously, you know, it was 1980. It's Christmas 1986. I mean, Robotech was huge. Transformers were huge. Robots and mechs and everything were enormous. And I was like, oh, it's a mech game. And then as I started to find out more about it, I think in the back of the box it had I think it talked about it a little bit, and it said that it was a card game. Now, this is not the box that I had. The box I had the literal card on it. Oh, there it is. That's the one I had. So this thing took cartridges. So here's what a cartridge would look like. And then these little cards. And the cards would slip in the very front of it. Where's this system? Right here. You'd slip the card in, or the cartridge would go up there. Now see the system? See how cool that looks? It's all black. It had like this little, you could screw these in, put the joystick on there, or you could unscrew them and take them off. I used to not use the joystick. I thought it was cool at first, and it got kind of cumbersome, because when you grab the joystick with your thumb, it would kind of whip it out of your hand. I found it easier just to use the pad, and this is before I used the Nintendo controller. And this was so much more technology since the ColecoVision. Even the ColecoVision controller was crazy looking. And again, it had a pause. It had a... Does it start? You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't know if SEGA Master System had a pause. I know that, what do you call it, did, because you had the start. No, I thought that was the start button. No, but some of the games used both 1 and 2 buttons, though, so I don't know. You know, that's a good question. Because, yeah, you would jump with one and you'd shoot with the other one on a lot of stuff. I thought that there was a start button, just like, correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know about this, but I'm pretty sure you could pause, but maybe you couldn't. And again, the 2 games that came with it were, there was the cartridge case. It was Astro Warrior and Hang On. Now, Hang On, I actually played it a lot. I didn't play it a ton. Hang On to me was fun, because I liked those type of motorcycles at the time. You know, I wanted a CBR 1000 at the time, or a Kawasaki Ninja. This was before I had my driver's license, but I wanted one of those bikes so bad. I played this game a lot, but for some reason, something about it, like, I couldn't remember, it started bothering me, and I stopped playing it. But Astro Warrior was the other game. It was a double game that came with it. Astro Warrior, this game, which was, you know, had I called them Gramoofabits. Gramoofabits! Is he shooting Gramoofabits at me? I don't know. Gramoofabits were like a cereal or something from like a cereal commercial back in the 80s. Like on Saturday mornings, and like, oh, Gramoofabits! And they were just like they looked like Kick cereal. And so I just thought they looked like Gramoofabits, and I kept calling, oh, Gramoofabits! Oh, shooting Gramoofabits at me! But that was one of the end boss creatures. There was one of the ones when you got the laser, you'd shoot the lasers at you. And it was one of those top-scrolling, you know, basically torture devices for people who have anger issues, which is these games were so unforgiving and so unrelentlessly hard, as you kept going, and just one minor mistake and you'd lose. And like I said, I had a lot of anger issues, and eventually I guess I'll tell the story now. So eventually the SEGA Master System succumbed to my anger. I also noticed if you wound those, if you take those cords on those controllers and you swing them, luckily not hitting you in the face, although I think I hit myself in the head a couple of times, if you swing them just enough, you can get enough momentum to slam them into the floor of the trailer. And eventually, after doing that one too many times, you hear a crack, pop, snap, crackle, pop, shake, 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 shake. Somebody come over, hey, what'd you do to your controller? Why is it shaking? Why has it got pieces rattling around in it? You've seen me play, right? Oh, yeah. But the final demise was, I got so angry at this. I did this once later as an adult. But I did, so anyways, I got so angry at the game, and I think I was playing, I might have been playing Astro, I think I might have been playing Space Harrier. got so angry at the game that we had this. My sister was, her dorm room in her apartment at college. She was using milk crates for like shelves and stuff. So she gave me a couple. I had milk crates, and I had the milk crate kind of set up in the living room, kind of, and I put a drawing table on it so I could sit there and draw at the milk crate on the thing sitting on the floor. This is before I got a drafting table, and anyways, the milk crate was just sitting there, and I think for some reason I had the system sitting on top, like the milk crate was open top as the top, and I had the Sega Master System sitting on the top. No reason, just because it looked cool. I was like, oh, it looks cool. I'll put the Sega Master System if it looks neat sitting on this thing. Why didn't I just flip it over and use it? But no, I set it up on the top, and I got so angry at the game, and after swinging the controller and then snapping, I think the controller just detonated, and that of course increased my rage. And then I just came down with a side fist right into the top of the thing with all my weight, and I was kind of a big kid, and just snapped that sucker right in two. Snapped it right down the middle. Literally, I'm not completely in half because obviously the wires and stuff in it was still kind of caught, but just went because of the it was like a perfect chopping block, and it's like and then snap. So there went the Sega Master System. That's why I wanted a Nintendo Entertainment System for the next Christmas. I couldn't wait to break that one. So anyways, which is a shame, because I mean, I out of the two systems, by far, I loved the Master System a lot more. And as you can see, I put all the games that I had here, and I didn't have a lot, because I didn't have it very long. And remember, those games were freaking expensive. I mean, this wasn't just like, hey, Dad, can I get a game this weekend? He's like, hey, maybe in a couple of months, or maybe your birthday or something, or, special occasion, which my dad seems to have a lot of special occasions. And I basically just pester him long enough until he'd go buy a game, and the games were like $30. I think they were $29.99 at the time, which is insane expensive for games. I mean, think about it. A new game, now the new games are like $69, right? But the thing is, in 1987, I think $30 was like $100 today, So, anyways, so they weren't cheap, and so where was I? Oh, anyways, so another game that I got was Choplifter, and I loved Choplifter. Where's Choplifter? There's Choplifter there. So I don't have the best pictures for it. Where's one of the screenshots for Choplifter? I know I saved a screenshot for Choplifter. You see it there? I'm asking you like you could tell me. Maybe I didn't. Oh no, there it is. So there's Choplifter. Again, remember, most of these games are side scrollers or up and down, top down scrollers or whatever. I mean, some of the games that were in 3D, like, oh, they blow you away. It's in 3D. That was 3D back then. That was mind-boggling back then. So I think I had the system, I had Choplifter, I got Astro. I think my first new game after that was the Ninja. You know me. I made videos on ninjas. I like my ninjas. And I like my ninjas over easy. That's a hard ninja to order. I had the Ninja game, the Ninja. And it was one of those games that would cause me to lose my shit. Especially this part right here. It was crossing the goddamn river on these logs. Oh, it was basically Frogger. But this part of the game just pissed me off so bad. I was just losing my mind. Again, this is why I don't really play video games. To this day, at 50 years old, I still have trouble curtailing my anger. When me and my son started playing Fortnite, I went through a couple of PlayStation controllers. So, yeah. Anyways, the next game I believe I got was Space Harrier. And Space Harrier is one of those games that you saw the commercial, it's like, oh, I gotta have Space Harrier. And I believe it was out in the arcade, too. And it was this crazy game. For one thing, this crazy elephant thing always freaked me out, but it's like a Cyclops mastodon. And this thing here, this like red mech thing, oh, I thought it looked kind of like an Invid Scout at the time. It was like, oh, I totally want a toy of that so bad. And then, of course, it was another 3D game, but it's kind of like like a first point perspective, and you kind of fly around, and like this dragon thing would come after you, and you have to blow it away with this crazy space gun. It was a sweet game. I loved it. But that was what I wanted, and I still couldn't find it. So I remember my sister, because after we lived at the trailer, I want to say that this was, because I think the destruction of the SEGA Master System happened in my freshman year, fall semester before Christmas, because that's when I got the Nintendo. So I think my sister, she got the 40 XP, this 87 EXP that summer of '87, and anyway, so she had that card, and I know it was cold. I know it was cold out, and it was kind of snowy out, or well, maybe it wasn't snowing, but it was definitely cold out. And I had never been to the Pontiac Mall. Everybody always talk about, the Summit Place Mall, the Pontiac Mall. I'd never been there up until this point. At least if I did, I can't remember. Because like I said, my dad never liked to go to Pontiac. My mom didn't really, we never really went to Pontiac that much. My sister was, she was a woman of the world after, a business graduate from the University of Michigan. So she, I remember she said, I'm going to go shopping at the Summit Place Mall. Do you want to go? And I had like money on me, enough money to buy a game. And I said, yeah, I want to look for a game. She's like, oh yeah, there's plenty. I think there's a toy store, which there was a Circus World there, and which is essentially KB Toys. And the other place, which is where I got the game, was, I want to say it was in one of the Anchor stores. Was it Hudson's? Or J.C. Penney? It was J.C. Penney. One of the Anchor stores had games, and that's where I got the game that I'm talking about next. So I was looking for Transbot. I was just, for some reason I had it in my mind that this place that I've never been to, this new mall, which wasn't a new mall, but I've never, new to me, I said, this will be the place. And I had it like, I had such a vivid, and I still have such a vivid imagination that I could imagine me finding the game at this mall, and all will be happy, and and across the land all of the hobbits will rejoice. So anyways, so so anyways, remember going out there and going through Pontiac and going up the mall. Like, didn't even know this mall existed. And we went into the mall, and like I said, I think we made it right into before we even made it into the main part of the mall where like Circus World was. I ended up coming across this game right here. I see the main screen. Where's the box? Did I not save the box? Oh, here's the box. No, that's number 2. Oh, here it is. Wazillion. One thing I thought the name sounded cool. It's such a cool name, Zillion. It's like, it's $1 zillion. Oh, that's so cool. Remember, I'm a dumb kid. I was a dumb kid. Still a dumb kid. Anyways, and then of course there's Zillion, and you didn't need even though the gun was on you didn't need the gun. It was not really that kind of game. Where are the screenshots of Zillion? Oh, right here. A lot of them were this. You were like this hero guy, and the thing is, Zillion is now I don't know if the 80s anime was based on the game, or the game was based on the anime. But there was an anime, and I've seen it, out in the 80s called Zillion. I don't know how many episodes or how many seasons it went. But I didn't know that at the time. I didn't, it didn't dawn on me. I didn't even know it existed. I remember I wasn't into anime yet either, outside of Robotech and Voltron and all that stuff. And anyways, so I saw this game. They didn't have Transbot, and Zillion was a cartridge game, and I was like, oh, I want this. I remember looking at the back, and I remember seeing it. I thought, oh, this looks like a cool game, so I ended up getting this. And never got it, because in '88, obviously I couldn't buy it because I no longer had the Segas anymore. But Zillion 2, and then when I saw this cover, I lost my shit. I was like, oh, Zillion 2. And I think that's when I learned, oh, it's based on it looks like an anime, Or we didn't call them that back. It looks like a Japanese animation movie show, TV show thing. I think it's before I even knew what the word OVA meant. I didn't learn that till like into 1988, like next semester of 10th grade in 1988. But anyways, I just thought this was so cool. I was like, oh, I want that. I want that game so bad. It looks like kind of like Robotech with Scott Bernard and the Cyclones. It totally appealed to me, but I never got it because I didn't have a SEGA Master System anymore. I destroyed it. But yeah, I never got to play this game, but I always wanted Zillion 2 because the first cover was not as impressive. So I got that game. So the final game in the coffin was I finally did end up getting. Oh, there was the Ninja. There's home screen. I did finally end up getting Transbot. And I believe, because I don't remember I don't think I got it as a card. I think I got it as a cartridge, because it did exist as a cartridge. I think I saved it somewhere. Yeah, I think that's how I got it. I ended up getting it as a cartridge. I ended up finding it. This is right before the demise of the game. But I was somewhere, I think it was Toys R Us. I know they didn't build the Target yet in Rochester, so I don't think the Target was there yet. It might have been Kmart. It could have been Kmart. It could have been Kmart. Or it could have been Meijer, too. At the time, Meijer used to have their games, like, out in plain view, like, as in, like, and then people started stealing all the games. And then that's where they kind of made that video section, video entertainment section, which had a detector and, like, a gate to go in and everything. And there was somebody always staffed in there because when they put all these games and stuff out on the shelves, like, literally, like you got an action figure, you just go pull the game right off the shelf. And people were just stealing left and right. I never stole any. I know some people who did. I know some people who did and wanted to sell me the games that they sold. And then it's not that I was opposed to that. It's just that when the push came to shove, they ended up selling the games to somebody else. So I didn't end up. It's not that I didn't buy stolen merchandise for reasons. For not for the right reasons, because I sure shit would have bought them. But somebody else got them before I did in the trailer park. It was a trailer park. It was the 80s. We're all a bunch of hooligans and thieves, anyways. At least that's what people treated us like. So yeah. So I finally did get Transbot, and it was pretty much all it was cracked up to be. I remember he had this cool little robot mech, and you could transform him in walk, and then you could transform him into a ship. It was pretty sweet. Oh, and then this is the thing. Remember you saw that little blip in the commercial, right? This was actually on the back of the box. They had this screenshot, and they had the screenshots of the game, and I was just like, remember, Star Wars wasn't popular at this time. This was 1987, 1986, 87. Star Wars was done. Nobody cared about Star Wars at this point. I still did. But I was on to other things. But the thing was, when I saw that, I used to love the ATST. ATST! Anyways, I used to love the thing. And I saw that, and I was like, what? Is there an ATST in this game? But it kind of looks like an ATST, but at the same time, it kind of looks like a Zentradi battle pod, And then you got mechs in it. You got a jet that turns into a robot, just like in Robotech. It's just like, gotta have that. And I eventually did get it. I didn't get to play it for very long, but, and it was all that in a bag of chips, just like I thought it was. Transbot. Yeah, such a good game. There's the gun. Yeah, so I didn't have the gun. Like I said, I had the double controller base system. I never had the gun, so I couldn't play any of the guns. I don't know, it was Duck Hunt, some other game I think that they had. Maybe it was Duck Hunt. I know you get Hang On and Astro Warrior if you got the base game. If you got the one with the gun, you got Astro Warrior and whatever, Hunt something. I mean, it was Duck Hunt. Or Goose Hunt or something, basically just a rip-off of Duck Hunt. But yeah, like I said, to this day, just the cartridges, everything about this system I absolutely love. I think it was a great system. You know, I guess I got what I deserved, though. I lost one of the best systems because of my anger and stupidity. So there it went. Remember, that was the booklet. I remember drawing these all the time. I didn't even know what they were. It's like, what? An inhabited tower? I'm going to draw it. What's an inhabited tower? I didn't know what inhabited meant. You know? It's a matsutake mushroom, which is basically a... Sorry, Japanese mushroom. But I didn't know what that meant back then. Tower Doom sounded cool. But yeah, so that was my experience with the Sega Master System. You know, hey, did you guys have this? You know, let me know. Did you guys have the Sega Master System? Did you have the Sega Master System before you had the Nintendo, or were you just straight up Nintendo? I said I had both. This was the first one, though. You know, and eventually I did get a Sega Genesis in, like, I got it in the 90s. Well, I think it came out in the 90s. But I had the Sega Genesis. I think that's all the Segas I had. I never had, like, the Saturn. My buddy had the Saturn. And he had, what was another Sega system? Wasn't that the last one, the Saturn, maybe? With Virtual Fighter and Virtuon. I never had it. But I did have the Master System. I did have a Genesis. Never had the Sega CD. He did. I never had the Sega CD. I wanted it, though. Yeah, I just miss those old games. I know that it's retro games. There's a big market for. Apparently, though, the retro game market is dropping or something. I don't know. I don't follow any of that stuff. But you know, and I'm not going to go pay astronomical, you know, collector's prices for this old Sega Master System. It'd be nice if they just did like an emulator or something with the games pre-built into it, like with, you know, all of the games into it, like they do the Nintendo. That'd be neat. I don't know if they have one. I actually never looked, and maybe they do. But I just loved that thing. That thing's just so cool. I probably said that 100 times, so you guys probably got the point. All right. So, like I said, I just wanted to do this video on the Sega stuff to kind of just give you my experience with Sega and in this early advent of video games. But like I said, you know, the moral of the story, kids, is if you got anger issues, don't play video games, because nothing will bring on the rage. Nothing will. Did the person upstairs just fall down? Scared the shit out of me. Anyways, nothing will make you, you know, destroy shred through a game system or game controller faster than somebody with an anger issue playing video games. And so, you know, I know that I'm never going to change and I'm never going to calm down, probably. At 50 years old, I still have the same anger issues, so probably never going to lose that unless, you know, somebody dopes me up real good. But at the flip side, now, oddly enough, I could play computer games, and computer games don't bother me. So that's why, but I play like games like real-time strategies, like Dawn of War, StarCraft, stuff like that, where it's a lot of just pointing and clicking and setting up your dudes to go fight. Sure, I'll get mad once in a while, like, God damn it, I'm getting killed. But I mean, it just doesn't have that immediate, like, somebody just, you know, came and just, you know, offed you that you didn't know was there, you know, or whatever. Like I said, Fortnite just got me so insane. And my son, I think, was kind of like, I don't know if I want to play with my dad anymore. He keeps getting. Then of course he started acting like that, which I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want him to develop my what do you call it? My habits. So I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna not play. It's the best way to cover that problem is just to not play. Like I said, I love the video games are like books to me, and like all the other stuff I talked about as a kid. I love the idea of it. I love the looks of it. You know, I love the idea of technology. I love the look of the Sega Master System. I think it look cool sitting here, you know, on my desk. It's just, I like the looks of the stuff and the aesthetics and like the way it makes you feel, or like the smells of Salisbury steak and Gino's pizza rolls, you know, or the, you know, oh, I was going to say that my sister, she had bought this, I didn't know what a futon was up until this point, but she bought this futon at Pier 1, just the mattress. She didn't buy like the the top, and that's what she was sleeping on, because there was only 2 bedrooms. Although my mom, I think, was sleeping in the bedroom at that time. Weird stuff going on with my family. Anyways, but so she got home from college and she needed a place to sleep. She didn't want to sleep on the couch, so she bought this futon with the intention of buying the frame, which I think she did eventually get when she moved out. But she came home for the summer, and obviously into the next year, because she stayed there for a little while longer. She got a job with my mom, just temporarily until she was looking for another job. You know, she just graduated from U of M with a business degree. You know, she could have gotten a better job than what she had, but she had that car she had to pay. So she lived there at the trailer. But she bought this. We went down to Pier 1. Pier 1 was like a new thing too at the time. Pier 1 Imports, downtown Rochester. It's Touraloo's now. Which was one of my sister's favorite bar restaurants to go to. We'll probably end up there during Christmas, trust me. Anyways, they got good pizza. So, it was a Pier 1 Imports, and she wanted to get this futon. It was a cool futon. It was all black, had like, you know, Japanese kanji up in the corner. I was like, oh, this thing's neat looking. You know, we want to get the paper ball lamps. That was a big thing. And nothing says the 80s Pier 1 like a paper ball lamp and a futon. And some wicker furniture. My mom and my sister are obsessed with wicker furniture too. Wicker furniture, wicker shelves, a futon, and paper ball lamps. Anyways, she bought them, and she would just put it on the floor in front of the TV area, and I would fall asleep on it. Sometimes she'd fall asleep on it, and it just kind of became like the thing that sat there on the floor for the long. She could roll it up. You wanted to make space, but so a lot of times I remember just sitting on that futon, you know, playing SEGA Master System, trying to fight off the Gramufa bits from the Zanoni. That was the main first boss, the Zanoni. Oh no, Zanoni's firing Gramufa bits at me! Ah! Sorry. Anyways, so yeah. So there you go. That was my. I guess I could keep talking about it, but all right, let's end the video here. Remember, like and subscribe. If you like this video, you know, let me know. Like I said, you got any questions, got anything you want to talk about, blah, blah, blah. You just want to talk endlessly about Ace Frehley video, go ahead and fire me off some messages and stuff. But like I said, I kind of wanted to get this one out there. And I'll probably do one on Nintendo, because I got lots of stories with that one. I didn't break it. You know, the Nintendos were, they kind of broke itself. It kind of... you kind of had to keep, after a while they just wouldn't even load. And of course the games that I had for Nintendo and all that stuff. And I'll probably do a ColecoVision one at some point. But other than that, sorry about the lip smacking. Alright, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Alright, talk to you then. Bye-bye. Oh, actually, let me end it like this so you can see me in total. Oh, there we go. Whatever. Alright.